Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and this is my final session this summer with Steve Shanley, director of the Cedar Rapids Municipal Band, because just like that, summer's over.
Week 9 already. Hard to believe.
And this has been what a great season this has been. The guest artists and premieres. It all began really actually very early for you all because you did a performance for the Iowa Bandmasters Association, a very tough crowd of
all the way
band
back
directors.
in May.
Yeah, all the way back in May, way before the season usually starts. And so it's been an extra long season, but one full of really, really cool stuff. But I'm guessing you have kept a couple of tricks up your sleeve for week 9.
I have. And every year I kind of go into it thinking if I can't come up with anything new, different, cool, then that's when I know it's time for me to hang it up. And as long as every year I've still got some ideas, and don't get me wrong, most of the ideas aren't mine. They're ideas other people give to me, but then I would like to think I'm smart enough to then utilize. And this summer, especially cool with indoor concerts for the first time, providing ice cream for the children, which we're doing again this week. Very excited to do that as well at the Knoll Ridge concert. And we wonder maybe they could just stay set up for Jazz Under the Stars the next day. But yeah, great summer. And one of the most unique solo feature performing groups we have had this week, the Red Cedar Chamber Group. And you might remember years ago that group was founded by Jan Bolin and John Dowdle, and they played flute and guitar, and then they would occasionally bring other musicians in with them. And so that was called the Red Cedar Chamber Group, and they played for years, did lots of educational outreach, things like that. And then when they hung it up, they turned it over to Carey Bostian, cello, and Miera Kim, violin, who kind of continued in that same thing where they're sort of the core duo of the group, but then they bring in lots of guest artists. And one thing that has been fun for me with that change is Carey and Miera have asked me to arrange a couple of things for the group over the years with them in different configurations. And one of those was a piece that I wrote for them to play along with Christine Bellomy, who is our longtime principal clarinet player.
And who has been a fairly frequent guest of theirs in the Red Cedar Chamber
Fairly
Group.
frequent guest of theirs, yes. So I did an arrangement of Django Reinhardt's Minor Swing.
I love it.
Yeah, it's super cool. So it's violin, cello, clarinet only. And we thought it would be fun to feature them on that. And that piece will not have band accompaniment. That's just going to be the three of them. And that was sort of solidified a few weeks ago when we were featuring Christine with the band on a kind of more of a concerto type piece, call it. And we lost the Wednesday concert because of rain. And then the Sunday concert, we did barely get her piece in, but then the concert got cut short because of lightning and there really wasn't a great crowd there. So I want an opportunity to showcase her as well. So they're going to do that little ditty by themselves. And then Carey and Miera, we are going to perform the world premiere of the Red Cedar Chartist for concert band. This was a composition that Michael Kimber, longtime viola professor at Coe College,
composer in residence,
longtime composer, and wonderful writer. I just love his writing. Now, I'll be honest. Oftentimes, when you hear viola composer, I'm instantly kind of conjuring ideas in my head of like prepared piano and no melody of any sort, but like this, his writing is wonderful. Just such a great sense of what the audience will like, what musicians will enjoy playing. So he composed a piece to feature the two of them with string orchestra, and was kind enough to let us have it, and then I kind of rearranged it to work with the band. And so that's kind of the cornerstone piece this week, the Red Cedar Chartist. And not the world premiere of the composition, but the world premiere of this particular version of it with them and the Municipal band. So very excited about that.
So as we get ready to close the season, we did this a little bit at the beginning, but do reflect maybe just a little bit more on what has made this season extra special.
I every summer, probably my favorite part is working with the high school students. And we have these auditions in the spring, and usually we have anywhere from 15 to 25 students show up, and they play their solo that they just played at state large group or at a state solo ensemble contest. And I'll be honest, any one of those 15 or 20 students could totally solo with the band. We have a big panel of 10 local area music educators, because if there were only 2, there's no way they would come to an agreement on it. So it's a really special competitive thing, and all of those students are wonderful. And like I said, in a lot of cases, it's their first time getting to perform with a band. And so we usually have the winner perform with the band, and then a couple of students who were runners up. And I just love it. I love that part of it. That part doesn't get old for me. It's sort of the same thing every summer, but it's different students, different repertoire, different challenges. So that's been great. The indoor concert was a huge success. That's going to be something we will just do every single year, where we have an entire week where it's guaranteed indoors. That makes it easier to program some other things. And I think there are also certain audience members who really pretty much are only going to come out if there is a good comfy chair and access to indoor plumbing. And we totally understand that. So we're going to do some more of that as well. A little bummed that our one performance at the McGrath Amphitheater got rained out. This was an abnormal number of rainouts this summer.
Yeah, wetter than usual.
Yeah, normally, I mean, we might go usually 1, sometimes 0 cancellations, or maybe a heat cancellation. So kind of bad luck in that way. So I was a little bummed to not have that McGrath Amphitheater part. And of course, always just love the 4th of July Patriotic Week. And that oftentimes is when we get a lot of our new audience members. So that was fun. There's one thing I wanted to ask you about for my concert this week. Are you familiar with anime at all?
Just a little bit.
Okay, so you know more than I do. Okay. I don't know anything about it, but my friend Logan at Marion said, "Hey, you should program this piece." And I said, "Okay." And it's called Studio Ghibli's, I don't know, Anime March Medley. And I said, "All right, I don't know any of this stuff." And he said, anyone in the audience with even a passing knowledge of anime is going to know this medley and these different themes. So that's opening the concert this week. And it's cool music. Like I said, I didn't know any of it, but he said that the anime folks out there are going to like it. So that's kind of another first for us as well. And then also I referenced the rainouts. Some people were very disappointed during was it week 6? Yes, week 6 got mostly rained out, so we did not hear James Bond. We did not hear Moana. So we are going to get James Bond and Moana in for this week, because we are not going to have any cancellations for weather this week, Dennis. Okay. I've just decided it.
Steve has predicted it.
Yes.
Well, it's, thank you so much for making the trip out here and talking about the concerts. I really enjoy hearing a little bit of background about the music every week. It's not insignificant task to get out here on a regular basis to come and talk about the concert. So I appreciate you making the Culture Crawl a part of your season as well.
Well, and we appreciate you doing what you can to help spread the word about the concerts. And you know what I'm going to do to thank you? We are going to have the band shell not at Knoll Ridge Park for the very last concert of the year. It will be there for the penultimate, if you will, concert of the year on Wednesday. And then we'll move it to Beaver, and then you're going to have to move it back for Jazz Under the Stars.
Yeah, well,
sorry about that.
Yeah. Fortunately, I'm not the one who has to hook it up.
You're not going to hook it up to the back of your Toyota Camry and haul it over.
Yeah. Okay. Fortunately, that's not my job. Yeah. Sometimes it feels like that's the only part that I don't have to do.
Yeah.
Well, it's always been a pleasure. Again, if people want to follow the band online, they can do that from the Facebook page. If for some reason,
Facebook. We got Instagram that's being updated as well, and then also SierraMuniBand.org. And I encourage you to check out, especially Facebook, all of Jeff Schmott's great photos.
Oh, yeah.
And again, a reminder that on Wednesday at Knoll Ridge, we will have free ice cream for the kids.
All right. Steve, thanks as always for being here.
Thanks, Dennis.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio many weekdays at 10:30, or download the podcast, watch or listen on your own schedule at kcck.org/culture, or using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on Facebook or YouTube on the KCCK channels, too. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. I'm Dennis Green. I'll talk to you later.